Hello everybody, it's Tonic TZW and this is Life Support Winning with Will to Rebuild. Now I am here in game with my California and beside me is my buddy Old Dirty Biker in the Warspite. Now I'm running a pretty basic William Sims survivability and accuracy and dispersion build with I think it's Cunningham and Azulane Scharnhorst. And even though I've got reduced flooding chance and reduced fire chance, um, let's just say that this crew seem to want to have a barbecue on deck every minute of this game because we were the focus of every single HE round that was fired in this map, and I think we probably recovered more than double our health pool through Will to Rebuild than we actually started the game with. Now, for those of you that perhaps are relatively new to the game and aren't familiar with legendary skills, what Will to Rebuild allows you to do is to rebuild some of your health pool up to a maximum of 20%. So if you have a look that I've got 60,200 hit points, what's 20% of that is 12,400. So if my hit point pool drops below 12,400 and I am within the range of a friendly ship based on my commander, it will start to regenerate hit points back up to a maximum level of 20%. Now, the range that this activates the legendary skill is based on the level of the commander. So I think it starts off at something like 1.5 kilometers for Legendary 1, Legendary 2 is 2 kilometers, Legendary 3 is 2.75 kilometers, and Legendary 4 is 3 kilometers. So the higher you promote that commander, and this is the same for all legendary skills, the higher you promote that commander, the more effective that legendary skill is going to be. Now, my William Sims is at Legendary 3, which means that as long as I'm within 2.75 kilometers of a friendly ship, and it doesn't matter what ship it is, it can be any ship at all, as long as they're within that range, if I'm below 20% of my hit pool, it will start to regenerate back up to a maximum of 20%. Now, this game starts relatively slowly, as it always does with big battleships, and that's why one of the reasons I prefer playing destroyers is the fast-paced, more dynamic approach to a map. And Red Team push straight in for two of the caps. And if you have a look, you'll see that a lot of people do sort of spread out around the map, and there's not really anyone focus and fire on one thing in particular. I mean, certainly that Atlanta should not be sailing in the middle of the map with so many ships around them without getting deleted. And I'm trying to do my best to get shots in on him on the broadside, but even though I'm run accuracy and dispersion, it just seems that my shots want to land left, right, front and back of him and not actually land on him. Now, early on in the game, everybody's obviously trying to get in a position. They've got the favourite spots. The Atlanta has now spotted me being broadside to him, and he knows that he's got an island right in front of him that he can use to just welly high explosives across the top at me. We've also got a King George V out there, which, as everybody knows, is a very good fire starter, the British battleships. And we've also got the Surrey, so we've got three fire starters out here just piling it on. And we do get a good landing shot on this Surrey here, which I think makes him think twice about coming back in again, because he gets dropped to about 20% health from there. But we're already down to pretty much 50%. We've actually now below 50% of our health pool, and we're only 5 minutes into the game. So I've had to put those two fires out and use one of my heals, and that Atlanta is still out there just launching shots across the top. Now I drop out of detection for a while. I try to ping the map, but I can't do that at the moment, probably because I'm pinging too much. Because I want our carrier to spot that Atlanta so we can get everybody to get guns on him to stop him from burning us out. Now the KGV is sat out there and we are kind of closest to it, and our other two ships seem to have pushed out wider. Now perhaps they have got range, but what they haven't got is really the ability to spot for us or do any damage. Red team have controlled the far cap. Red team have taken the center and the Dallas has just sat in it. The only thing out front of us is Tennessee, but nobody seems to want to push round. And the Dallas and the King George are adamant that they're just going to keep burning the hell out of us until such time as the only thing that's left to put our flames out is the sea that we're sailing on. Now, I'm really suffering here because KGV's just put another fire on me. So that's two. I've got no option but to damcon this and heal up as well. So what I know is I need to be within 2.75k of Old Dirty Biker there in his Warspite. So I'm going to push in, because as long as that Dallas sits in the center of the map and is a problem, there's a very good chance that I'm going to get put on fire again. So the two of us need to stick very close. Now, when you look at the team list at the moment, it is 6 ships, player 4, but red have a very significant advantage, in their positioning of the map and in controlling 2 caps. And that advantage is also going to grow in points because of those 2 caps. Now, Old Dirty Biker there is burning. I'm not burning yet, but I don't think it's long before I do start burning again. KGV is still being a royal pain in the butt. And Mr. Tennessee out there is probably looking to get a flanking shot on us while we're trying to stay as narrow as possible to the King George V. So at the moment, I am keeping Old Dirty Biker alive, or once it gets down below 20%, I will be. And I've decided that I've had enough of being set on fire, and I'm going to play the same game. Now Tennessee is finally getting pushed by a cruiser. I get double fired and the Tennessee disappears. And if we did have the live chat on this video, there would be a flurry of expletives about how I've had enough of this King George V and let's give him a taste of his own medicine. So we've got HE loaded now. He's actually just going to keep rotating between the two of us. So he gets 3 fires by the looks of it, and then puts them straight out. And we're also being harassed by the carrier. Now, for whatever reason, the 2 cruisers just are failing to sort of exploit the fact that they can drop detection and move and potentially take B cap for us, and the other guy seems to be adamant that he wants to sail all the way around the top of the map, but he is getting shots on the KGV. We have got him on fire, and although we are burning, we are still in will to rebuild range, and you will notice that as I'm burning and the damage is ticking down, that it is then also ticking back up just above that 12,000 mark. So the two of us sticking together is keeping us both alive at the moment, because hits like that taking 4,000 hit points off us with 2 fires running. I'm down to what, 8,000 hit points now. We've still got planes coming in on us, and the KGV does get punished, and he dies as he tries to find cover behind that mountain. So we were down to 7,400 hit points there. As you can see from the look of both of our ships, we are very burned and very crisp. So having that 8% reduction on fire damage has probably saved us some pain here and had us survive this far through the game. Now there's ourselves and the Le Galicianaire left, because our carrier just sat at the back of the map and did nothing and allowed himself to be torpedoed by the Fubuki. And that has probably been a saving grace for us in this game, because it's meant that he hasn't been around to fire torpedoes at us while we've been engaged with the King George V and the Dallas. We finally get the carrier's attention and he starts coming in to try and torpedo us. And this is probably the most crucial time, because we are, 250, nearly 300 points down on, no, 250 points down. So we need a cap, because if these ships decide to run, there is not enough time left in the game for us to secure this on points. And just as we come into this corner, Mr. Fubuki has slammed all of his torps through, thinking he's going to get a double strike. Now I take a hit there for 9,000 damage, but Mr. Fubuki gets himself spotted. He has fired all his torpedoes, the only thing he has got left is his guns, and he is surrounded by 3 ships, and we are going to punish him for that, and we are going to get him removed from the map. Now the Le Galicianaire takes the kill there. I don't think either of us have got any sort of hugely high damage here, but I take bombs off the carrier. I get set on fire straight away, and I do put that out because we need this cap. Now we're still looking for the carrier. We're still using Will to Rebuild to boost ourselves back up again. We've gone from 3,000, 3,500 back up to 12,000. So sailing round together like Siamese twins is literally an absolute life support system for the both of us. And also we've got that overlapping AA going on, which is trying to take down as many of the red team planes as it can. But I think Dirty Bike is picking up all the kills in the Warspite, even though I've got very good AA on this California. Now we see where the next set of torpedo planes is coming from, and we've pinged the map to say, look, he's got to be over there. If we are going to win this with 2 minutes, we need to kill him. Now the carrier drops, looks like he drops some torpedoes on the Le Galicianaire there, but he then comes running in for us, and we've done our best to try and avoid as much as we can through this game. And I think he fluffs it and drops a little bit too early and manages to miss the both of us. So watching the distance that we are apart, we kind of know where that carrier is. We're reliant on this Le Galicianaire going out there and spotting him, because he has got the speed. The torpedo bombers are coming back around, and we're under 1 minute 30 on the clock, and we're still 100 points behind. And it may be enough, it may not be enough. I haven't done the maths on this one yet, but we get the enemy carrier spotted. I've still got HE loaded, and drop a chunk on him. Dirty Biker's got some AP loaded, and I think he dropped the Citadel through him. For whatever reason, the Legal fires his torpedoes first and then starts firing his guns. And we are just going to keep lofting on this guy. We're on 40 seconds to play in the game. We are still 100 points behind pretty much. And we loft all these shells across the top because we've probably got time for one more reload. But Dirty Biker picks up the kill from 100 points behind to a win. And like I said, we probably recovered more hit points in that game, if not perhaps 150% or even 200% of our hit points, purely through the use of Will to Rebuild. So if you do see a battleship on low health calling for assistance and you are nearby, please do consider heading across there and giving the guy a hand, because you could literally save his life and by that extension save the game. Thanks for watching the video. If it's your first time by, please do click the like button, hit the subscribe button, and I'll try to keep the content coming every week. And don't forget, you can also catch me on live stream. Take it easy and goodbye.